Hello everyone, we are starting now. So we welcome you to Vikram Sarabhai Space Center here in Trivandrum. So you are here for an orientation program on this particular contest, Space Station Design Challenge. This is organized as part of the World Space Week Celebrations 2022. So we have different programs here conducted by VSSC for the schools in Kerala. So for today's program, we have our senior scientist, Sri Ranish. He is the head of Mechanical Systems Reliability Division. So he'll be explaining you the different proceedings of this particular contest, the rules and all, and how to do this challenge and report generation and all. So I welcome Sri Ranish sir. Sir, please.
Thank you, Giri. A very good evening to all participants. So welcome to this orientation session. Now this session is organized as a prelude to the technical challenge, which is one of the programs we are planning to conduct this Space Week it's in 2022 as part of the celebrations. And the technical challenge for this year, which you all are part of, is named as the In-Orbit Space Design Challenge. And this particular event is jointly organized by the various ISRO centers based in Trivandrum, Kerala. So in this orientation program, we are going to touch upon these points. We'll start with a small introduction to the topic. Then we will touch upon the rules and proceedings, the challenge definition, the overall guidelines to be followed, and the report preparation, what sort of reports need to be generated and submitted to us. And we'll be going through all the reports, and an assessment shall be done by the expert panel formed at VSSC. And we'll be providing you with the feedback on your work also. And during the whole process, you are free to contact us with any query related to this challenge. So I will briefly touch upon the introduction to World Space Week. Now, this World Space Week is the largest annual space event in the world, and it's all started in the year 1999 when the United Nations General Assembly declared that the World Space Week will be celebrated every year from October 4th to 10th. So basically these dates coincide with two important events. October 4th in 1957, we had the first human-made Earth satellite Sputnik 1 launched, which opened the way for space exploration. And a decade later, on 10th October 1967, we had the treaty signed for the peaceful use of outer space. So these are the two important events based on which we have the Space Week celebrations every year, celebrated from October 4th to 10th. So as part of the World Space Week 2022, a lot of programs are organized. So in India also, various events are organized by various centers of ISROs and other bodies, basically to generate awareness about space and its utilization. So in Kerala, the various centers of ISRO based in Trivandrum, we are jointly organizing various events, and you can find the details of these programs in the link provided. And now in this session, we'll be touching upon the very first event, which is the technical challenge event. So before we go to the description of the challenge, let's look at the rules and proceedings. I'm sure you all would have gone through the details, but still I will touch upon the various points once again. So we have the technical challenge is a team event, and it's open to students in two categories. So we have for juniors from class 8 to 12, and for seniors, college students. So basically, you belong to the second category. So we are expecting more participation from colleges. And coming to the team, a team can consist of 3 to 5 members. And please note that the team members need to be from the same institution. So we are not encouraging students from different institutes forming a team. So all the teams have to be necessarily from the same institution. And for registration, an authorization letter from the head of the institute is mandatory. and this needs to be uploaded during the registration process. And the event shall have 2 rounds. So we have the first preliminary round, wherein the teams will have to submit a report on the assigned task. And the final round, after going through the reports, the final 5 shortlisted teams or the presentations members will be given a chance to make a presentation of the idea in front of an expert panel. So please, I request you all to do the registration at the earliest, because the registration closes on 30th of this month. So this year we have a very interesting challenge for you. So you have to design a space station orbiting the Earth. So this is a challenge for this year. For this, you need to understand the human requirements when you are in space away from home, and you don't have all the resources which is available to you on Earth. So in this particular event, you need to design a space station with different modules or a single module. This is up to you, how you want to have that space station look like. And devise a strategy on how you want to carry the activities. For example, the module sizing. For example, the module sizing, how the modules are, how you're going to carry these modules to the space, how you're planning to assemble, and more importantly, you have to identify an objective for your mission. And objective includes what all activities you are planning to carry out in outer space once you erect the space station in space around the Earth in a low Earth orbit. So, this, just a minute. Okay, fine. So you have to devise a strategy to how to build a space station in the low Earth orbit, and you have to define the objectives for your mission. And as you know, all know, the theme for the World Space Week this year is space and its sustainability. So we are going to the theme actually inspired based on how sustainability in space relates to how humanity uses the space more effectively. And more importantly, without compromising the needs for future generations. So we have to preserve the space for future generation as well. So we should not litter it around. So the issue of space sustainability has gained more attention in recent years with the launch of more and more number of satellites and more and more number of objects increase in the space. So these launches have resulted in more space debris around the Earth, increasing the risk of accidents. So considering all this, the challenge has been for your senior category, we have given a new challenge to you to manage the space debris. So this also gels with the theme for the World Space Week this year, that is 2022. So while you are designing the space station, there are some points you need to touch upon. And we would like to you to include all those things in the report. First of all, what should be the crew capacity? How many people can be accommodated at a time in the space station? So you always should have this in your mind when you are designing a space station. And in case you are planning to carry the modules in parts through a few number of launches, then you are planning the assembly, how you are planning the assembly of the modules in space, and how the modules will interface with each other, the details of the various modules, their shapes and volumes. This all should be part of your report. And then the supporting elements. So when you are in space, you need to have the environment controlled. You need to carry food, have a good food and waste management, which includes the solid, liquid, water recycling. The healthcare needs also of the crew also needs to be addressed with respect to the medical kit design, performance of daily exercise to counteract the effects of living in a microgravity environment. And you should always consider that when you are in space, you need not have a medical doctor on board the space station. So you should be able to take care of any emergency medical requirements, and the crew need to be trained for that. Now coming to the environment inside, when you are inside the space module, you will not be donning any space suit. So the environment should be controlled. For example, if you have the humidity should be within a limit. Mostly it is kept within 60 RH. Your temperature, the outside temperature may range from plus 100 degree to minus 100 degree, but inside temperature has to be maintained within 20-21 degrees, which is a comfort zone for human beings. Then the O2, now oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide level has to be maintained within the module, and those things should be in the comfortable range. So these are some of the points we would like to see in your report. How you are planning to generate oxygen, how you are planning to contain the carbon dioxide content inside the module, how you are going to take out the excess humidity, which comes part of respiration and perspiration. So this part you need to take care in your report preparation, and how you're going to take care of these elements. And the personal hygiene, because people will not be carrying the hygiene kits. So mostly they'll be carrying the hygiene kits, like they cannot cater to the daily requirements, cannot have a proper wash or a hair wash, then disposal of solid liquid waste. So how you are going to take care of these requirements? Then the noise level also should not be more than the permissible level of say 60 or 70 dB. So these are some of the basic requirements which needs to be maintained. So how you're planning to go ahead with those part? And more importantly, when coming to the fire detection suppression. So when you have in case a fire is how you're going to contain it. So you should have some detectors, or if you have modular construction, how you're going to contain the fire. So these are some of the points with respect to risk also, which needs to be elaborated in your report. The other points which call for attention are the energy harvesting and management. So how you're planning to have your energy, how you're planning to meet your energy requirements to basically for the functioning of the space station, for carrying out the daily routine experiments and running the various units inside the space station. As you all know, the most available one in plentiful is the sunlight. But then you can always think about other modes of getting energy, like in fuel cell or some other means which you feel can be used effectively for your application or sustaining in space. So you are free to identify what way you want to generate the energy when you are in space. Then with respect to space keeping and propulsion, as you know, the number of the debris, the number of satellites, all are increasing. So you need to have enough maneuverability. In case debris is approaching, you have to maneuver the space station, or in case you want to alter the orbit, or in case you want to maintain the orbit, you need to have some backup like propulsion or reaction wheels. So how you are planning to maintain the orbit, as well as you should always have the freedom to have some maneuverability also in case there is a chance or probability of collision with any oncoming debris. So this also you should need to keep in your mind. And then with respect to the instruments, now what are the different payloads you would like to have in your spacecraft or in your space station, and what all activities you are planning? It can be remote sensing, observation, or communication with within satellites, within module, from module to Earth. So there should be a provision built in the space station for all these purposes. So this all should be part of your report. So it should address at least how you're planning to do it. Now, how you're planning to build your station. So you have a program now, you have to build a space station, but then you have to define how you're planning to do it, in what sequence you want to do it. It all starts with the selection of the orbit, which orbit you want to go to. most of these space stations orbit in the low Earth orbit, but then you have to say why you are going to the space station, which orbit you want to go to, and then what should be the mass of the modules or mass of the space station which you are going to carry on, and which launch vehicle you want to select for this purpose. So some clarity has to be there with respect to all these points, why you have selected the launch vehicle and why why you want to carry it in modules on a single piece. So these points needs to be touched upon. And also the sequence of launches in case you are planning to carry various modules and assemble it in space, how you're going to construct the modules and what each module will cater to, and more importantly, how you're going to planning to assemble it together, whether you have a manipulator or robotic arm, and docking. This is one important thing. Then all these aspects need to be highlighted in your report with respect to how you're building the module, how you're planning to build the space station in the desired orbit. Now this particular slide touches upon the various on-orbit operations you can do. So there are different options. You can have spacecraft servicing, which is a technological upgradation. Like in case you want to already existing satellite, you want to service, refill the satellite so that the life can be extended, or in case some problems are seen, how you're going to service it. These are some of the hints you can take from the slides to define your activities, what you want to carry out in outer space. You can have manufacturing, because on Earth you have the basic problem with respect to gravity. So you can have alloys made in space under the microgravity, which will have better properties and which will give you more features than what is made on Earth. Then you have the space tourism. Now this is a new interesting field actually is picking up. People are interested in space tourism, so many companies are venturing into it, and they want to have every company wants to have a small space hotel and have a space promote space tourism. So this is one upcoming field which you can always think about, and if you feel like elaborating it, you can have your own ideas be put in the report. And then microgravity experiments. So these are some of the main things which are carried out in the all space stations. So you can propose your own experiments in case you want to do some experiment with respect to growth of microorganisms or cyanobacteria. So some experiments if you want to propose. So this is the best field to propose your experiments and incorporate in the report. Now this is one place we would like you to concentrate more, because this is only for seniors, and the selection of this particular task has something to do with the theme for this World Space Week, which is nothing but space and sustainability. So when you are in low Earth orbit, most of the space stations are in the low Earth orbit, and if you look at the number of satellites or the number of debris, the debris run into thousands, more than 10 centimeter size debris run into thousands. And if you look at the debris of sizes less than 10 centimeters, it goes into trillions. So you have to have a space station which is protected from all this debris. So how you are going to take care of your satellite, how you are going to manage the debris, how you are going to protect it from the incoming debris. This is some point you need to elaborate more. This is only for seniors. So like most of the space station like ISS has a ballistic panel which shields the main critical modules from the incoming debris. And plus they have the detection of debris also, and based on which they can do the maneuvering. So these are some points we would like to see in your report. In addition to that, there is more scope to it in the sense like you can always think about capturing the debris and send it back to Earth. Then how you want to track it. Then these are all some new discussions, which are upcoming discussions, which people are in the process of thinking like how to take care of the debris, because future is more important, like in the sense like with increase of debris, our space we have to conserve for the future generations. So we would like to see some idea from you on this topic, like how you want to take care of the debris menace, like which actually is a upcoming threat to mankind. Now we'll touch upon the report generation. So The report has to be submitted to us in a very structured manner. And finally, as you know, only the report speaks for you and your work. So the report has to be very precise. You need not elaborate it too much. You should describe it to the extent which is required. And the documentation is important, so you do it properly. And your report should have basically all these points, like you should have a cover page with the name of the mission. So you can name your mission and the team details and a preface to the work, what you're planning to do. Then an abstract on the content, like what you're planning, what your objective is and how you're going to go about it. The table of contents and the details of work arranged in different chapters, as we have told in the previous slides, what are the various points you can touch upon and what all things you can be incorporated in the report. So you need to select what your objective is and what you want to elaborate more. So you have to touch upon all the important points, but at the same time, you can select one objective which you want to define as the most important one and dwell more on that. And summarize the report and put in the list of references, and the report should essentially contain all the photos, charts which are required to explain the theme. And the report should be in PDF format and should be submitted to us before 4th of October. And the report should be of size not more than 20 MB. So this is something you need to take care of. So you have to contain your report to that size. So as I told in the beginning, we'll be doing an assessment on all the reports submitted to us based on your mission planning, how you are going about, what is the objective of your mission, and how you have presented your theme to us. So we're going through all the details, and please take care that we'll be scrutinizing the report and with respect to plagiarism also. So kindly have more and more originality in the concept and adaptation. So this is what we request from you. So you be true to yourself and try to bring in your own ideas. So based on the first preliminary report submitted and based on the assessment, we'll be selecting 5 teams from the category. And these 5 teams will be given a chance to present the report in front of the panel. So we'll have an experts panel here at Trivandrum. So you'll be given a chance to present your work to them. And based on that, we'll be selecting the winner. So you have to submit, you have to be fast, you have to have a good objective selected and finish your work at the earliest. So these are the general guidelines. The time is limited. We have only a few days left. So on October 4th, we'll be closing the full program. So please register at the earliest and complete the report and generate overall framework and develop on each area, which we have mentioned in our previous slides. So you have to touch upon your main objective. At the same time, you have to take care of all critical requirements. So whatever is required in a space station, you have to touch upon all those things, and you have to cover all the aspects which are mandatorily required if you want to sustain in space. And also have a scientific technical justification for each selection, and why you are basically your objective and why you have gone for the selection. There should be a justification for that. Please avoid copying and adopt the concept and recreate in your own way. Okay. And please don't dwell, as I told, the size is limited. You need to be very precise. So don't dwell too much on a topic. So just give us the information, what you may, or the information should be conveyed in a more effective way, in few words. And have all the introduction as well as summary, as well as all the technical content with good figures and photos, so that it will convey the information as well as the message more effectively. So the weightage will always be given to the most elegant and precise presentation, because your content is important. At the same time, it has to be very precise and elegant. And as I told, based on the assessment, we'll be selecting 5 teams, and the participants of the selected team will be given a chance to present in front of the experts panel here. And for all, you are very free to contact to us for any query in this regard. So we'll be always happy to help you and happy to guide you. And please contact us at the link as well as the WhatsApp number given to you. Thank you and all the best.
If any queries are there, you can raise your hands. We'll unmute and allow you to ask the questions.
You must be aware of a mentor group that is started in WhatsApp, where you can raise your queries and we will be answering those. So it will be continuously available till the end of the program. So I hope you all are part of that group. If you are not, you can still join those groups with the links that are sent. I mean, that is included in the website.
Participants, if you have any queries, please raise your hands.
And there is one FAQ document also uploaded in the website, which will be answering most of your queries regarding the conduct of the event. The registration part and report generation, those things, more elaborate discussions are already on. So we have documented that, and that is available in the website.
Danish Roshan, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, also I was wondering whether we could introduce any new concept in, what do you say, in the launch vehicles.
See, the launch vehicle mission as such is not there in the scope. What is meant is you can select the launch vehicle. The thing is you decide the payload or the modules, how you want to take it to the orbit. So decide the launch vehicle based on its size as well as the mass. So you have to select available operational launch vehicles. That's all. So as such, the launch vehicle design is not included in this. If your question is about new technologies, of course you can very well include all new technologies which are, which are in the phase of development. That also you can include.
Lakshmi RS, you can unmute and ask your question. Lakshmi RS, you can unmute and ask your question. Lakshmi, you are not audible.
Sir?
Lakshmi, there is some. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to get that WhatsApp number for asking further queries.
It's a mentor group. You can go to inorbit WSW.com. There, the link for joining the mentor group is there. Or we will share you the site address in the chat window now.
Any other queries? Please feel free to ask your queries. You can unmute and ask your queries. We have opened it for all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please go ahead.
So is it for the college students, do we have to concentrate only on the space debris management program, or we can also venture into the other adjacent areas, aspects that you have mentioned?
Actually, what we mean by that selected specific topic is, in addition to the overall station requirements, you have to dwell slightly more on space debris management in line with this year's theme. You definitely have to be dwelling on the space station design, the elements, whatever the other attributes which are part of the space station. Definitely you have to attempt that. Space debris is only an addition, which is an additional area you have to concentrate for college students alone. Definitely, you have to address all areas.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Basically, you need to have your system protected. So you have to have some mechanism for that. That is what we meant from your space debris part.
Sir,
Please ask your question.
sir, can we get these slides from the website?
Yeah, we will be sharing this content in due course. You will be able to get what we presented today. We will share you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If you are not having any further queries, shall we wind up?
Sir,
Yes, proceed.
sir, for the plagiarism check, like it will be done from all the internet, right?
Now, what we mean by plagiarism check is don't simply copy and paste as the Renish presented. You can definitely, one source of information is internet only, but don't simply copy and paste. Do add your element into it, do the required editing, and then do the present the right way only. It doesn't simply copy paste, then definitely we will be able to not to appreciate that content in a best effort. That's why we are telling that plagiarism we will be checking.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Actually, we would like to see your ideas in the report. So that is what we are looking for.
What we meant is you want to understand the requirements. You can read from the other sources. Then better to make your own report. That will be appreciated, and we will be able to understand while going through the report also.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. Good evening.
Sir, since we are college students, should we focus on space debris more, like protection from space debris on space station, rather than on other concepts?
No, you have to explain the space station, and one area is how to protect it from space debris. So definitely you have to explain about the station requirements, station elements, station activities. In addition to that, you have to dwell on the space debris area also. That is compulsory for you. The space debris thing also to be attempted. But definitely the other area is also important. So if you have any further queries, please join the Mentor WhatsApp group, or you can freely call to the mobile number we are given in the site, so that once you are on the job, you will be having more queries. We will be free to help you. So we are winding up. All the best. Thank you.